Do you know how to handle objections? Do you know how to handle closing? Did you get a little dull? Are you a hunter? Are you a hunter? Are you out there finding business? You've got to find business. A great salesperson knows the steps to the sale, but a tremendous salesperson knows where they're at in the process. Let me explain. Some things that I know will change your life. And I'm 100% sure of that because I've taught some of these things a million times. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. I've gotten on Zooms before and taught this, and some people get off of it and they don't do anything with it. And their lives inevitably stay the same. You know, intelligence, a person that's intelligent, what do? If they learn something, they have a new behavior. And intelligence is they hear something and they're like, okay, I can do that. And then they go do it. They get a new result. And then they get a new belief because they're like, oh my God, like that works. And that equals more money, right? But you guys wouldn't believe, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for 15 years. I know some of you guys have been doing this a long time. You know, I was just a guy that was broke. You know, I came from an inner city family where as an inner city kid, I don't know about you guys, but like, we just wanted to make it. We were hungry, man. Like we woke up and if you gave us an opportunity, it wasn't like, oh my God, I got to work hard. I was like, bitch, tell me where to go and I'm going to go kill everybody. Like you tell me to do something, I am naturally fired up. I am naturally hungry. I am naturally competitive. I am naturally driven. People don't need to manage me. People don't need to tell me what to do. So it's really hard for me to coach to people that need babysitters. It's really hard for me to coach to people that when they hear something, they don't act. Guys, you know, 15 years ago, I heard a guy tell me something in a seminar and I paid $800 to fly to Florida to hear it in a seminar. I didn't even have $800. I went to a credit union. They loaned me $800. I didn't even know what a credit union was.
Hey, it's the Macklin twins. Thanks for watching the video. Listen, if you want our free word track guide, 52 word tracks will teach you how to dominate sales, just text 480-780-2203. It'll teach you how to dominate. Let's get back to the video. Text us. Let's go.
I went down to this conference. They told me some pieces of information. I was selling 8 cars a month for 3 months in a row. And when I went back to the store, I started selling 15, 20, 30 cars, 40 cars. Within 6 to 7 months, I was selling 40 plus cars and I never returned. I became one of the top salespeople in the world, but it's not about me. I just saw something and then I acted. And the ability to be intelligent in sales or in life will allow you to break through caps and limits. See, experienced salespeople, experienced car salespeople, they start to think that like because the store does 20, that's all they can do. That they're like, Ian, I can't relate to 50 cars. Stop. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. My store was doing 60 cars a month. 60 cars a month. I had managers telling me that like literally my big dreams of selling 20 and 30 were too much. They're like, that's not how it works here. That's not how it works here. I'm like, screw you. So I went and got the information. I brought it back to my store and I started selling so much that we had to buy new cars. We had to get a new process. We had to get a new used car manager. We just started growing into our operation. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. They thought selling 18 cars was the store record. Within 3 months, I was selling 40 and we didn't have anybody selling less than 18. Why? Because when one tide rises, all tides rise. But here's a couple things that I want you to write down and I want you to assess this in yourself. How competitive are you? Who are you competing with? Are you competing with just what the store is competing with? You guys know the 4-minute mile. There's a guy named Roger Bannister. He ran the 4-minute mile. Everybody around him was telling him, bro, you can't run the 4-minute mile. People can't run it in 6 at the time. Roger Bannister goes and runs it in 4 minutes. And then little kids in high school started running it in 4 minutes. Now 20,000 plus people run it a year in 4 minutes. So what's possible? Here's what I want to tell you. Everything's possible. But what you're going to have to do is you got to go back to being truly growth-minded like when you first got this job. Do you guys remember when you first got this job, you walked over to your wife or your husband or your sister or your brother or whoever, and you're like, oh my God, I got this job. This is going to change our lives. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Guys, I've never lost that edge. That is my superpower. I wake up every morning and I think about, this is the opportunity as a kid that I said that I wanted to change my family's life, and I did. I wanted to buy my mom a house. bought her house. I wanted to do all these special things. I wanted to have a Bentley and all this cool shit. None of that shit really matters. You know what I want? You know what I learned along the way of becoming who you are? Becoming who you are, you go get $1 million, doesn't really matter. It sounds like it's really cool, but what happens along the way is who you become matters more than anything. Like that guy right now, he's yawning. He's tired. I'm not tired, bro. I'll be honest with you. It's funny, but listen, I probably have, and this is no disrespect, maybe 400,000 times the money of what you got probably in the bank if we pulled your ATM receipt, but you're tired and I'm not. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning. I got 2 kids, bro. I don't got the time to be tired. I'll be honest with you. People don't like me because I'll talk shit to you too. The fact that you're tired and it's a sales meeting at Saturday morning, like that just tells me that right now, if I stood next to you on a car lot, I would beat your ass. Beat your ass. You know why? Because I would be out there holding a sign, doing whatever it took, upping every customer, and I'd put you out of business. You know why? Because, listen, I don't know if you have kids. Do you have kids? Okay, one day you're going to either get the big life you want or you're not. And you know what it comes down to? How hungry you are. How hungry you are. So write down competitiveness, hunger. Listen, dude, I'm 34. I just had my first kid, okay? I've got 2. I married my wife. She had a kid. He was 3 years old. I felt like I had to be an example. But for 10 years in the car business, I was out there kicking that ass. You know why? Because, guys, I'm telling you, man, when you start becoming this person and start unlocking it, you're going to see another level of yourself and your income and another level of your happiness. Guys, look around the world. You see a lot of people that are walking around like this, just robots, man. When they were kids, they were fired up. They were excited, man. They thought everything was possible. They thought they could be an astronaut. They thought they could do all this shit. And now they're like, well, I can't sell 15 cars. I can't do this. Stop it, man. Don't conform. What's your competitive nature look like? What's your determination look like? You know, are you determined to get this information? Listen, I know, man. I got a lot of energy, and some people, they'll look for one thing that they don't like in me or my energy, and then they won't listen. That's okay, man. Listen, my energy has allowed me, my intensity has allowed me to kick a lot of people's ass for a long time. My intensity has allowed me to have a life in the car business that honestly, I didn't think I could imagine when I was 18. Guys, I took the bus to work for the first year of my life, for the first 6 months of my life to the car business. In 6 months, I bought a $100,000 car, and to me, that was success. I mean, guys, as you graduate, that's not really success. But when I'm riding the bus and I can't afford anything, and then I go to start stacking this income and making this money, I'm like, oh my God, what's possible? So I'll go back in my story. They thought selling 8 cars was a lot, 10 cars was a lot. It's really not. You know, we work 40 hours a week, right? Some of us at least. How many cars are you averaging right now per day, your dealership per day? There's a lot of hours to be doing a lot of things. Now, what I'm going to tell you is these rules in business. Number 1, don't let anybody know your business better than you. Do you know how to handle objections? Do you know how to handle closing? Did you get a little dull? Are you a little not sharp? Number 1, don't let anybody know your business better than you. Number 2, are you a hunter? Are you a hunter? Are you out there finding business? You've got to find business. Number 2, finding business. And number 3, dude, the art of sales. The art of sales is dead right now. You got to know these 3 things, man. You got to know how to hunt. You got to know the art of sales. And dude, you got to be competitive again. But I want you to write these things down. I want you to rate yourself. How competitive are you? How hungry are you? What's your desire look like? What's your fire look like? What's your belief look like? If you want to earn new belief, if you want to earn a new level, your belief is earned. Guys, when you go accomplish a goal, have you guys ever hit a goal and be like, man, I'm so happy with myself, right? A lot of people just settle on their goals. Renato, you're working out and you lost weight, right?
I did, yeah. Then I gained it back, and now I'm back at it.
Okay, knock that shit off. Stop going back to the starting line. Guys, if your business gets out of shape, it's kind of like a person that's out of shape. You have to work 20 times harder to get to that weight. Why do it in the first place? Why do it in the first place? Okay? I'm going to go down some tips, but I want you to think about your hunger. I want to think about your desire. I want you to think about how good you know this business. I want you to think about those things. you know, I've got 5 objections that I'm going to go through real quick with you guys, and then I'm going to get into some other tips. But what's the top 5 objections that you guys hear? I'll let you guys tell me. What's the top 5 objections?
Go ahead, you guys are in the sales still, so what's the?
I mean, to be honest, the most common one I think we come across, I mean, it happens often, is, you know, I have to talk to my wife.
Okay.
That's pretty common known one, you know.
Okay. All right. What's your name?
Zach.
All right, Zach, are you a little tired today?
No, brother. We're all good.
Are you fucking with me? I'm going to come after you, Zach.
He learned quick, man. He learned quick.
We learn quick here.
All right, Zach, I know you don't know me, but will you trust me to try to help you become even better version of yourself? Will you just trust me a little bit?
Yeah.
And I'll earn the trust, because here's how I'm going to earn the trust. If I can help you get more results, then you'll believe in what we're doing here. Otherwise, you won't believe. But I can't do it unless you want to do it. Unless you want to hit another level, I can have all the fire I want, all the desire, all the push, I get on here and I try to sell people, because I'm like, bro, you don't know what's on the other end of if you could just do this shit. You know what I mean? Like, one day I didn't think it was possible, and then I made the jump, and I'm like, damn, okay, here's what we can do. Number one, I know we're all dealing with a lot. Do we all have demons that we're fighting? Yes or no?
Oh
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things I like about Renato is he says, dude, I want my people to be great. I want them to be on fire. I want to help. I want to invest money in them so that they can become better humans. Guys, I don't know about you, but I didn't have anybody invest in me in the car business. They didn't give a fuck about me. Even when I was selling a lot of cars, you know what they told me to do? Ian, work hard. Why are you going to those conferences? I'm like, because I'm dealing with fucking issues up here, bro. And selling more cars isn't going to fucking help this brain right here. It's literally, yeah, I need to sell more cars, but also I just need to become a better version in my brain so I can get rid of some of this shit. Guys, I became an alcoholic in the car business. I became shitty to my friends, shitty to my family. I lost everything twice, okay? So I've done a lot of the things the wrong way, right? That's why I'm qualified to tell you how to do things the right way, because there's a lot of habits in any business that you can get that we're going to talk about in this training that we're doing so you can become better. And that's what Renato said he wants, is guys that he can look at and they can be like, man, I'm happy with myself. Ultimately, guys, I don't think money or cars is really success. I think that 8 billion people in the world need to look in the mirror and be like, I think they need to decide what happiness is to them. And to me, it's waking up and being happy with yourself and being like, damn, dude, I'm getting there. Like, I'm happy with, like, to me, that's success. But 8 billion people in the world are looking for something else. So in this training, we're not just going to talk about car business. We're going to talk about how you kill some of these things. Because, guys, honestly, I thought most of my problems were unique to me. And I was like, man, there's no way I can beat this. I settled. My experiences led to conclusions. And when your experiences lead you to concluding that something can't be fixed, it can't be fixed. But really, everything can be fixed. Everything can be obtained. So in the Elliott Group, we don't just focus on sales. We focus a lot on mindset, skill set, and habits, because if you can fix some of your habits, then you can fix some of your outcomes, which will lead you to more results. So I'm going to work on
Ian, say that again. What are those 3 things?
mindset, skill, and habits. Those are the 3 things that will change your life. So if your mindset is stronger, then dude, you're going to see and hear things differently. Guys, have you ever been in a fight with like your girlfriend or your wife or something, and they didn't even say anything wrong, but you just chose to see the wrong? You're like, fuck you. They're like, dude, I didn't even say anything, right? It's like, because our perspective determines our reality. Our perspective determines whatever we're going to see in this world, whatever we're going to come across. You may see a problem when this other person just sees a solution just based off of your mindset. Like, your mindset will truly take you wherever you want to go in this world. So a lot of the times we're going to focus on that. Then skill set, we're going to focus on that. Habits. You know, a lot of people don't have habits in this market right now. And I'm going to get into some fire ass tips here in a second. But a lot of people don't have this mindset, skill set, or they don't have the habits right now because they just settle. So what we have to do is we got to have the habits of training, becoming a little bit better, because then if we can get better every day, our customers are going to look at us and they're like, damn, man, like, I love to do business with this place, and it'll start to grow. Now, I've grown companies like this from, you know, I was telling Renato, there's a company called Unlimited Motors. Dude, when they were started with us, they were selling 9 cars a month. Dude, they sold almost 1,000 cars between 3 stores, and we started with them 4 years ago. There are 3 guys that we started with. There's really 4 of them are still with them today. It was guys like you just sitting here. And also I've been on meetings like this with guys like this, that those guys weren't there. And then Renato had to get more people, and then we had to figure it out, right? But these guys stuck together. They built a family. They built a really good business. I mean, just go look them up online. Now they're selling Lamborghinis and Ferraris. Each one of them got a demo of a Bugatti or some shit. I'm like, damn, dude, like life has changed for them. But they were willing to look in the mirror and fix things. When most people are like, nah, man, I'm good. I don't want to do that. That's too hard. I'm like, to me, it's too hard being a loser. To me, it's too hard not getting what you want in life. To me, it's too hard settling. To me, it's too hard not being obsessed. So we're going to go to skill set real quick. And then I've got 10 tips that I want to run through very fast with you. But let me go to, what's your name in the green?
Zach.
All right, Zach. Number 1, do you think people are judging you by your energy? Do you think people are judging you by the way you look? Do you think people are judging you by the way you act? Do you think people are judging you by the way your face looks?
100%.
Okay, Zach, you're in a t-shirt. We probably can't wear a t-shirt. You got to be looking, bro, you're a big guy. Stand up. How tall are you?
6'4".
Bro, you're a big ass dude, bro. You look like you run the fucking store, bro. Zach, you're a good Zach, you actually are like a good looking dude. Like me, I'm not that good looking. But you're like a fucking 8 already. We get you in a little bit better shape, bro. You're like a fucking walking 10, bro. You're a billboard for what Supreme Automotive can stand. Zach, the guy. Like, you're the guy that's going to change it for us. But Zach, you're going to have to evaluate what you look like, what you smell like, what your face looks like. And people don't like to talk about that. But honestly, it is when I walk in your store, if I see a guy, you know, I when I was in the car business, I'm not telling you guys to do this, but I wore a suit and tie because everybody else wore polos. I was like, I'm going to be different than everybody else. I'm not telling you to do that. Polos are nice. Honestly, I was so broke that, you know, when somebody bought like an Altima for me, I thought it was like buying a Bentley, bro. And I was just like, man, I got to give these people a level of experience and love, because honestly, for them to be able to buy an Altima means they worked really hard for that. I still carry that mentality today. If I was on a car lot and you were buying a Kia Rio, I would treat you like $1 billion, where you're like, my God, this guy's out of control. Like, this guy really, he cares more about buying the car than we do. Write these words down and just think about these words. Outcare your competition. Let me tell you who your competition is. Your competition is lazy. They're entitled. The market flattened them. They don't give a shit. They don't want to give good customer service. What's the Achilles heel in the car business right now? All of that I just said. If people walk into your store and you 3 don't make them feel like $1 trillion, you 3 are idiots. Straight up. You have to, there's only 3 of you guys. If Renato walks by a customer and doesn't introduce himself, walk in the back of the room, don't give a shit if he's the owner, and bitch smack it. Say, bro, you walked by that customer, you didn't introduce yourself. We are going to introduce ourselves to everybody. We're going to make them feel the family vibe here. Our Achilles heel is we're not some corporation. We're a small family-owned shop where we get to take care of you one-on-one, and that's what we love to do. So our entire ethos is us being a small business. We can really, truly help you, but we got to really, truly care. Now, I'm going to go into 2 objections real quick, and then I'm going to go into these tips that I know will help you create more deals. All right. First, you said your name's Zach?
Yeah.
Zach, I just went on a test drive with you. I loved the test drive. I loved everything about it, man. I'm super appreciative. But, man, I just got to go home and talk to my wife, man. What do you got?
I mean, it's one of those, it's hard. I kind of judge it per situation. I mean, usually I approach, be like, you know, is there a way that we can bring the car to your wife, or, you know, what's your wife's schedule like to when she can come back? I mean, that's usually, I try to kind of push it.
Okay,
usually how I go about it.
Yeah, this is what's going to change your life, bro. I'm going to make you a machine, okay? Total machine. You see, right now you're like, you kind of, you think you know how to handle it. You kind of do sometimes, but we need to make you have a lot of confidence in what you're saying, because when you have confidence in what you're saying, that belief transfers into the customer and they feel like at ease. Have you ever been at a restaurant and like a waiter, like, looks like she doesn't know the menu? She's like, oh, what's on the menu? You're like, hey, what's this on the menu? And she's like, oh, well, and you're like, well, fuck, I don't even know if I want that. Have you guys ever experienced that?
Yeah.
That's the same in the car business right now because we get the same objection every day. All right, you guys remember when Chris Rock smacked the shit out of Will Smith? Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, every day customers are walking up and smacking you guys in the face, and you kind of know some of these objections, but it's like you're Chris Rock and you're not putting your hands up. Let's imagine Will Smith gets up on stage tomorrow at the Emmys and wants to go smack Chris Rock in the face. What do you think he's going to do? He's going to put his hands up. So we got to learn to put our hands up because we already know what's coming. We would be dumb if we don't know how to handle this. So I'm going to teach you how to handle this. Number one, when they first come in, we're going to write down frame, F-R-A-M-E, framing them. We need to handle this objection by building a relationship before it even comes up. So here's how we're going to do it. I'm getting to know you, Chris, and I'm like, hey, man, is there anybody else that typically helps you make the decisions on deals like this? Anybody else? And he's like, yeah, my wife. I'm like, oh my God, how long have you been married? He's telling me, I'm like getting to know him. I'm like, all right, hey, in your last couple purchases, watch how I'm taking him to the end result and I'm understanding him a little bit more because that objection might be real and his wife might really fucking need to be down here. My wife would never want to come down here, but I understand some wives would want to come down here. Does that make sense? How am I going to determine if it's real or not? I'm going to show you. So I'm going to say, hey, Chris, on the last couple cars you purchased, looked like you purchased a couple cars, and we've talked a little bit about that. Was your wife with you on those purchases, or did you guys do like most people and do all the research online, and then she just sent you down here to kind of wrap it up, make sure it works, make sure it fits in the budget, and you get the right color and all that stuff? How do you guys typically purchase? And then he tells me, and then he's like, yeah, she did all the research online. She just wants me to come down here and make sure it fits in the budget. She doesn't want to go through all the Mickey Mouse bullshit. That's what they say. And then you're like, okay, perfect. So your wife just wants to know that it fits in the budget. It works for the family. Now, do you guys live close to here? He's like, yeah, okay. On the test drive, do you want to carve out the roof so we can go by her house so she doesn't have to come down to the dealership? Do you want to do that? That makes sense so she can see the color and then the budget's easy for us. Do you want to do that? He's like, no, we don't got to do that. Let's just go on the test drive and then let's just get to the numbers. Okay, cool. We know how to handle this guy. Or he's like, dude, my wife, she's going to test drive 5 of them and then she's going to pick between these things, these things, these things. All right, there might be something deeper I need to overcome. And at the end of the sale, I'm not just going to hit him with this word track. At the end of the sale, I might say, okay, Chris, listen, I know that you said that your wife has to be present with this, that sort of thing. Would we give her a call? Do you want to FaceTime her? Can we do this? Can we do this? Or there's other ways to take it. But a lot of the times, guys, think about your wives. Does your wife know you're at a car lot? Typically. Yeah, 95% of the time she knows you're at a car lot. 95% of the time, how much information, how much studying have customers done on coming down to a car lot, on cars? They've done hours and hours of research. Guys, have you guys ever bought a car outside of your dealership and your wife, with your wife? Has she not looked at all the shit that she wants? My wife wanted a Tesla for like 3 months and was looking at all the shit. We even put deposits on 2 different fucking ones. And then she went and bought one in a car. And then she tells me there's one in a car too. Okay? Check this out. At the end of the sale, a lot of the times what they need is courage. They just need some belief. They need some push. So if I've done the right job framing them, I could say, hey, Chris, and getting to know you and getting to know your wife, listen, man, I'm almost certain that you guys had to have a conversation about what a deal needed to look like for you guys to be completely happy. You said you love the car. You said that your wife would be happy with this budget that we fit the car deal into. So, Chris, can we save your wife the trouble of coming all the way down to this dealership and make you the hero that takes the headache out of everything? Can we do that? Can we move forward on this? Because it fits everything that you said that you needed. Is that cool? Let's go. You know, and then I have a word track that I can advance the sale. But here's where word tracks don't work. Belief. You got to have belief in that. Listen, Chris, Zach, I know that you probably had to have a conversation about what it looked like before you came down here. Is that right? Yeah. You told me that your wife wanted it to fit in the budget. Looks like we've accomplished that. You said this. Zach, what would hold you back really from moving forward right now? Because I've been doing this for a long time, and it usually leads me to, a couple of areas, like the price, the payment, the trade.
Right.
What would that be? And then I can narrow them down. They say, yeah, man, well, it's the price. Okay, that's the real objection. Does that make sense? Okay,
yeah.
So the price. Otherwise, watch this. Otherwise, the payment and the trade, we're good on those things. I need to secure areas. Not lock that area off. All right, now we're gonna focus on that. Okay, perfect. Got you, man. Let's work on that, and we can get to work. Okay.
Yeah.
Zach, have you ever been on the car lot and they say, "Hey, man, I just got a test drive," and they just say, "I need to think about it"?
Yeah.
Okay. How do we handle that?
Usually I ask them like, is there any information I can provide that, helps them think about it? Or, if they have a quick couple minutes, I can show them, the information I have and some numbers, so they can make a better decision later.
Give me your card, and then when I'm ready, I'll holler at you.
You said, sorry, say that again?
Just give me your card, and when you're ready, I'll holler at you.
The card, this.
Oh, yeah. That's a tough one. I got one for you there.
Pass in there and get me your card, gentle giant.
Yeah.
All right, Zach, focus on what I'm gonna say. Zach, I want you to get 100 for 100 people in the store. I'm not saying you're gonna close 100 for 100. Here's what I'm saying. With this word track, there's no way not 100 for 100 people sit. If 100 for 100 people sit and we give 100 for 100 people numbers, what will that do to your closing ratio? It'll go up 20 to 30%, I guarantee. Okay, so watch this. Zach, tell me you need to think about it. We just went on a test drive. We're standing outside the vehicle. I asked you to come inside, and you're like, "Hey, and I just got to think about it." Tell me you got to think about it.
Hey, and I really like the Scat Pack, but I got to think about it.
Hey, Zach, of course you need to think about it. Zach, I haven't given you enough information not to think about it. Zach, what I like to do is just give you a quick 5-minute proposal, 5 minute. That way, when you go home, you truly have something to think about. Zach, would that be okay if I did that for you? Just give you a quick 5-minute proposal and you can be on your way?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, come with me. Let's go. Zach,
Yeah.
hey, listen, number one, I'm telling you, you can leave. I'm saying, hey, it's cool to leave. No big deal. Let me just give you this information because you don't really have anything to think about. Now, Zach, that's the word track. I don't really sell like that. I'll be honest with you. Here's how I sell, okay? Write this down. Internalize, memorize, customize. All right, Zach, if you internalize the word tracks and study the word tracks, then you can memorize them, and then you can customize them, make them your own, and blow their socks off. Telling you, you'll be dangerous with this. You'll be dangerous. Internalize, memorize, customize. But you can't go straight to customizing if you don't internalize it. So what I said was, of course you need to think about it. I haven't given you enough information not to think about it. What I like to do is give you a quick 5-minute proposal of all the facts and figures. That way, when you go home, you truly have something to think about. Would that be fair? That's the word track. It's not what I'm going to sound like. Zach, when you say I need to think about it, I'm going to say, Zach, it's no big deal. Zach, never lower your state. Never go like this. They can feel it. They can feel it. Always stay high. Hey, guys, no big deal. I got you, man. Hey, if you went home today, let me just present this option to you. If you went home today, you wouldn't even know where we stand on the vehicle. So what I'd like to do is before you guys roll out, no big deal, I like to give you a quick 5-minute proposal. And then in the end, my favorite words, in the end, it's completely your decision. Your decision. Yeah. Let's go. And then I roll. Bro, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I can do that with 100 for 100 customers. I can walk out and a customer's in their car and I can say, "Oh, man, hey, thank you so much for coming. Hey, listen, real quick, I know that you like that car." I didn't say, "Did you like the car?" I'm like, "I know you like that car." My salesperson probably did a great job of fact-finding qualified. I don't say that, but I'm like, I know we probably went over all the information so that car would fit your ideally what you're looking at. Did he hit the nail on the head with it? Does it fit what you're looking at? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, perfect. So what it's going to come down to is the numbers. And what I like to do is not rush you into a sale, nothing like that. What I like to do is just give you a 5-minute proposal. That's it, 5-minute proposal. It's not going to take me that long. And then in the end, it's your decision. But then you have something to sleep on tonight that you can sleep on. Then I bring them back inside of the store, and then I sit them down and I sell them a car. Do you think that they're leaving in 5 minutes? Hell no. They're not leaving. I'm going to sit down and be like, all right, guys, how are you going to title that? All right, are you going to put it, you guys going to trade that car in? Cool. Let's get the trade to the penny real quick. Let's get a credit app real quick. We'll get this thing fired, rocking away. And then I go to who's ever my manager and I say, hey, they were trying to rush. I slowed them down with the 5-minute proposal. Let's get me and you involved and let's double team these people and slow them the hell down. That's it. That's it. Okay. All right. So Zach, we're going to teach you how to speak because the art of communication, the art of sales is dead. If we teach you how to just speak a little bit better and your words start to flow like water and you're like, man, I'm super confident in this. Have you ever walked into a restaurant on the second end of this and then seen somebody that just knows their job better than everybody else? The cash register breaks, they're over here doing this, and they look like the true professional. That's who we got to look like. That's who we got to act like. That's who we got to be. We need to be that person now. Why? Because the market is people are getting their ass kicked. In franchise stores, here's what's happening. They're losing their minds. They're not getting paid the 3 times amount of what they were worth. Listen, people were getting paid 180% of the money for 40% of the effort. Franchise stores cut everybody's pay plan backs, everybody's things backs, because that's what was going to happen no matter what, and they're all falling apart. The reason why a lot of these smaller stores are going to win is because right now you guys can come together and make decisions, and you can turn your plane faster. A B-52 bomber turns like this. They can't get back to selling right now, bro. A lot of them, they're mentally gone. So your customers are dealing with people that are mentally not even here. When would be better to win? When they're all fired up and they're all training and they're all growing like 5 years ago, or right now while they're all quitting? You guys are a little fighter jet that can do this. Dude, you guys can literally kill everybody. Literally. But you're gonna have to get your shit together. Because Zach, what got you here won't get you there. What got you to the income that you're currently making, whatever it is, Zach, we can 5 times your income. I'm sure of it, buddy. If you want it, I'm sure of it. You can make it happen. All right, let's go into 10 tips real quick. I'm going to move through these quick. So in the system, Zach, there's objection training. There's closing training. There's lead training. There's fucking nothing that literally, if you can find something that's not in there, I'll pay you $500. There's everything that you can ever need in that. I'll pay you $10,000. I'm way more confident in it than that. There's every single thing, any addiction that you deal with, any problem in your mindset, everything. There's 1,800 hours of videos in that system that Renato bought, and he paid for it. So here's what I got for you guys. All right, I want you guys to think about this. Number 1, when people walk in, they have to be greeted by somebody that looks like a professional. I'll be honest with you. We got to elevate the way we all look. We got to elevate our haircuts. We got to elevate the way we look. Also, your breath can't smell like a chicken pot pie. You got to make sure your teeth are clean, that you just look like you want to do business. Guys, have you ever walked into places and they don't look like they want to do business? Yeah. Have you guys ever walked into somebody's house and immediately you knew you didn't want to be there because it was like dark energy? It was like shitty. Have you ever walked into a restaurant like that? Yeah, that's everywhere. Here, guys, hear this. Your special sauces, have the music up, have the grill outside on a Saturday, and make this bitch fun. Make it fun. Make it exciting. Make it when I walk in that I'm like, oh shit, man, I'm coming from my shitty life over here. And when I got around you guys, I just want to hang out with you guys. Renato, everybody should be asking you for a job, or your culture is not good enough yet. Everybody should walk in and be like, hey, I know I'm buying a car, but is there a way I could like join the team? Like, y'all look like you're having so much fun here. The team that's having the most fun will make the most money. They will. So guys, I don't want you guys to just be intense. I want you to be excited. So number 1, what do our smiles look like? You know, all right. Zach has a good smile. He naturally looks pretty happy. He naturally looks like a happy guy. My man, what's your name right here?
Tony.
Tony naturally looks happy. Renato looks like
I am, brother. I'm a natural happy person. I born happy.
I love that shit, dude. I love that shit. I'm
I would
not.
tell these guys, bro. I would tell these guys. They don't know how important is have the energy every fucking day.
Every day, bro. I love that shit. That's my Uncle Tony right there. That's my Uncle Tony. All right. Here's a problem though. Here's a problem that I've identified. And don't get mad at me and don't refund your account. But Renato looks kind of like a serial killer when he's not smiling. Okay.
And the funny part, brother, that when Renato smile, it makes him more approachable for everybody.
Look, hey, that's all I'm saying.
But he has to act up like fucking tough all the time. Like, oh, let me alone.
I'm saying. All right.
He rejects people. He rejects people by being just in that mojo.
Renato, look like you just looked. Look angry. Just look like crazy. Okay.
He literally called.
I can't, man. You guys making me laugh.
Smile, damn it.
I'm smiling, man.
Okay, all right. I'm sending you 2 pictures, okay? I'm sending you 2 pictures. And listen, because Renato,
Don't screenshot me, brother. Come on now.
bro, look how different you look. Look how different you look. All right, look, I'm sending this to you.
Trust me, I know, man. I know.
You look completely. All right, so here's the deal. All right, I have a guy here at my store and he's our highest producer, but his face looks like he doesn't want to be here. And that he does. Internally, he does. But his face looks like, so I walk by and I say, hey, bro, you got that face on. I say, hey, bro, you got that face on. Take that face off. Take that face off. All day long, I'm like, take that face off. Take that face off. Take that face off. Smile, smile, smile. We used to listen to David Goggins every day, all day here at the Lions Den. We don't anymore. We do in the morning, but in our environment, we have fun music playing because for a while, Jackie, my boss, would come by and she'd be like, dude, you guys are not fun to be around. She's like, look at your face, Ian. And I'm like, my face doesn't look like anything. And I'd start arguing with her. And she'd be like, okay, you win. And then she'd send me pictures of my face. And I'm like, that doesn't look approachable. So here, I'm just being honest with you. We got to look approachable. If Renato has that face on where he's thinking about the bills, the overhead, the shit like he's got going on, the family, I want you to go say, hey, snap out of it. Just like that. And if he gets pissed off, it doesn't matter. But see, we're all going to coach each other on our holes. Listen, we're coaching Zach on the shirt. We're coaching Zach on the words. Renato, he's part of it. He wants to grow. So, like, he's not offended. He wants to grow. All right. So the way we smile. Guys, when we answer the phone, what does our tone sound like? Is it like this? Hey, thanks for calling Supreme Auto. Hopefully you're having the best day of your life. Super excited that you called me. Or is it like this? Supreme Auto, how can we help you? We're busy right now. All of these things matter. The greatest companies aren't better in a lot of insane areas. They're greater in small areas. They're greater in customer service. Customer service is our weapon to win. It's our weapon to 70 cars. It is. It's our weapon. It's our weapon. So where do customer service, where do the leads come in? Phone, lot, repeat, all of those things. We've got to look at those areas and diagnose how good we are. And I guarantee you we're not that good. So we need to get even better, even faster. But a lot of it is you got to just be aware of it. So I'll be recording secret shop calls to y'all's center over the next couple of months, and we'll be replaying them for each other. All right. So number 2, I just wrote some of these things down and you can put just game-changing tips because they might sound small to you, but I'm just telling you, people are going to look at you and decide if they want to do business with you right away. It is a very hard thing for people to understand, but you guys do the same thing in businesses you walk in. So just think about how you look and how you represent the business. Number 2, questions. It's not about the answers you give. It's about the questions you ask. The salesperson that asks the most questions is the salesperson that's going to win the most. It's going to be the guy that's like, hey, tell me where you're from. Tell me what kind of car you bought before. Tell me when the last time was that you purchased a car. Tell me when the last time you serviced a car was. How was that experience? Where are you from? Oh, you're in that area. Oh, you work that way. Tell me why you do the job that you do. I write down why. Why do you do that? Why did you choose this one? Why did you make this happen? Why do you do the job that you do? Oh, because I'm a doctor. Oh, why, man? Like, what made you want to be a doctor? Guys, if you want to take people's fences down, make them answer questions about themselves. You guys know that, but like, go deeper on that, okay? Number 3, listening. Have you guys ever seen people listen and they just want to talk the whole time? And they don't look present. They're like this. Like they just want to like get something out of their mouth. I want to challenge you. Listen to make the customer feel heard, not listen so that you can respond intelligently. A lot of people are listening so they can respond intelligently and just gargle some shit out and prove how smart they are. That's not winning. You're listening so you can make them feel heard. And how you make them feel heard is you're actually present. Zach, I was in a store the other day and I'm just observing them, right? Just observing. And this customer walks in, he's greeting them, he's got good energy, probably because I'm there, you know, and the customer's like, yeah, I was in a car crash, you know, and bought a car from you guys, and you know, I'm here to look at another rogue. And the guy goes, oh, perfect, man. What kind of rogue are you looking for? And he's like, you know, like, and he just goes down this rabbit hole. And I'm like, bro, he just missed the whole sale. He missed the whole sale in that one interaction. You know why? Because what he should have said is, are you okay? Oh my God, is your family okay? How did that, wait a second, you bought the car from us? Okay, did you have gas? There's a million things that could have gone on right now. Hey, hold on a second. First, is your back okay? Is there anything that I need to do to accommodate you on this test drive today? Is there anything I need to do to help you on your as we go through this experience today? Is there anything I need to do? Are you okay? Is your family okay? Number two, you bought the car from us. How long ago was that? You know, did you purchase gap insurance? Do you even know what that is? Did you have a loan? What bank did you finance it through? I mean, I could figure out that he's a 500 credit score right here or an 800 credit score right here. I can figure out that he's $10,000 tipped right now, or he's got an equity check coming. Like, bro, the whole sale just happened and this guy missed it because he didn't ask the right questions, because he wasn't present and his mind was thinking about what he wanted to think about versus what the customer was saying.
Yeah.
That's an art, man. It's an art to be present. I have trouble being present. I'm not going to lie to you guys. My brain's always thinking about something. I'm always somewhere else. I've got ADD. So it's like, I'm going. So I write on my hand every day. I write on my hand, be where your feet are. Some days I write, you're exactly where you should be. Some days I write, slow down. Some days I write, dude, you're doing great. Yeah, some days I write, I'm proud of you. And I literally look at these things throughout the day. I'm like, oh, dude, slow down. All right, cool. Relax. You know, and that's the little hack for me. But listen to the clients. Number 4, you got to know the steps to the sale. Okay, guys, what's the first step to the sale? Most people are going to say meet and greet. Nope. The first step to the sale is having a great attitude. Do you guys want to deal with anybody that looks like they don't give a shit? Do you guys want to deal with anybody that looks like they don't they're not like super fired up on what they're doing and excited about their life? No. Do you guys think that, you know, I was talking to a car sales guy the other day that sold 64 cars, and he's on my Facebook. His name is Corey Baker. He started with me about a year ago. And I asked him, hey, how many of those 64 were from referrals? Because I'm going to teach you guys the referral strategy that I taught him. And he said 23 of them, I think he said, was referrals. Well, people are going to refer the people that make them feel special, that make them feel heard, that make them feel great. Honestly, I think if in this referral strategy and this lead strategy that I'm going to teach you, honestly, you can't really do the lead strategy unless you get the frequency right, unless you get the love right, unless you get the care right, unless you have this in your heart and you put it in them, then it's really hard to do the lead strategy that I'm going to say, because it's kind of fueled by referrals. It's fueled by a brand. A lot of people are using this buzzword brand. I want to create a brand. Well, a brand is just creating a reputation in the marketplace. And if you want to create a reputation in the marketplace, it starts with one interaction. But a lot of people don't like that. They want the Facebook ads and all this other shit. Dude, I can destroy you with organic. I can literally, dude, I was creating 30, 40 deals a month organically with no Facebook advertising. So there's a method that I'm going to show you that this guy got, but it all starts with this. So the first step of the sale, you got to know the process. Now listen, a great salesperson knows the steps to the sale. Meet, greet, fact find, qualify, the whole thing, demo, test drive. But a tremendous salesperson knows where they're at in the process. Let me explain. If they come in and they're like, Zach, I already saw the car down the street. It's the same as your guys' I don't want to test drive. Let's just go over numbers. We hear that sometimes, right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
I've got to know that if they skip that part of the sales process, then I'm screwed. Like, I literally look at it that way. I'm like, nope, that's not part of it. So I'll say something like this. I'll say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I get you guys have driven them and you guys just want to go over the numbers. We're going to make the numbers work. I know you guys know that. Here's what we have to do just to make sure that the car's in line, that the car drives okay. It's a company policy for us that you just at least drive it around the parking lot just so you can feel it. So I don't need you to go far. I don't need you to go on the highway. I don't need you to go do a bunch of stuff, but I do need you to just spin it around. Come with me. And then I jump in and I spin it around. But I'm not saying you can't. That's not how we do it. I'm literally just training them with my words, and I sound super confident in what I say, so they always follow me. They're going to follow the leader. Now, why? Because I know where I'm at in the sales process. If I skip that part and then they go in and just work the numbers, what happens? There's no excitement. There's no, oh my God. There's no fill of the wheel seals the deal. So if there's no fill of the wheel, there's none of that. When they go inside, they're not attached to the emotion. Customers buy when it's emotional and logical. So logical, numbers make sense. Okay, I get it. Emotional, they'll pay a little bit more money and their logic comes up because that emotion is kicked in, the lights are on, they drove the car and they remember that their little Kia Rio is not like this, brand new, Nissan Maxima. Like, you know what I mean? So, but a great salesperson knows where they're at in the sales process. When the customer tries to go this way, they're smart enough to bring them right back into life. You know what I mean? Okay. Number 5, asking for the sale with contagious confidence. I see these things going so wrong in stores where they're like, hey, you want to come in and maybe check this out? I'm like, listen, guys, I could tell you love the car. I could tell that it fit all the needs for your family. Am I right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, perfect. Come with me. We're going to make this thing work. Let's go. And they're like, oh, yeah. All right, cool. Let's go. But some salespeople are like this. Hey, guys, if I could pull this rabbit out of this hat and maybe make you a car deal, would you take it home? Kaboom, I got a rabbit. I'm like, dude, they know they're going to buy a car. Have confidence in yourself. Say, guys, listen, getting to know you out here on the lot, getting to know you as you drove this car, I know this car is a good fit for you guys. I know that we're a good fit for you guys. Hey, you guys aren't only buying the car, but you're buying the car dealership. And me and my buddies right here, our family here, we're going to stand behind you guys. We got your back. Come inside. Let's go make this work. Come on. We're going to make this work. No. We're going to go look at 2 more. We're going to go look at 2 more. How do you handle that? You got to know your business better than anybody else. Zach, tell me you got to go look at 2 more.
I got to go look at 2 more, Ian, just down the road.
Hey, Zach, can I ask you a question? Hypothetically, if you went and looked at 2 of them, 5 of them, or 10 of them, doesn't matter. And my 2018 Nissan Maxima, the one that you just drove and looked at and loved, I could tell that you loved it, right? And they're like, yeah. What's the last one you took a look at? Look, Zach, in the end, what would be the deciding factor on the one that you'd end up purchasing? Would it be the car itself, regardless of the deal, or would it be the great deal that the dealership's willing to give you? Which one do you think it would be?
I think it's probably, most of the time it comes down to the deal itself.
Perfect, man. So it's not a matter of if you're going to buy, it's just when you're going to buy, and when the deal's right?
Yeah.
You got to buy when the deal's right? Okay, cool. What I'd like to do is just give you a quick 5-minute proposal, and then you can go look at those other cars if it doesn't fit within what you're looking at. Is that cool?
Yep.
Boom, gotcha. Tell me it'll be the car. So, Ian, I'm going to go look at the car.
Yeah.
Just so you know, he's very particular about his cars.
Yeah, tell me. It's the car, Ian. It's the car.
It's the car.
Okay, Zach, I'm sure that the cars you're going to look at, they're probably comparable and similar to this. They're probably not a 2018 Ford F-150 when you're looking at this Kia Rio, right?
Right.
Okay, Zach, so we're looking at similar cars, and I could tell that you love this car and it matched up to all your needs, right? So if these cars were all similar, but you had to pay $5,000 more at these other dealerships, would you pay it? If it's the right car and the cars are the same, would you pay the $5,000 more?
No.
Good, Zach. What I'd like to do is just give you a quick 5-minute proposal, and then in the end, it's your decision. You can go look at all the other cars you want, but at least you'll know where we stand. Is that cool?
Yeah, can I step in for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what if the customer says, because this happens a lot where they compare our car versus other dealership, right?
Yeah.
The market that we are, we're not like, big franchise. So we are in the like Euro type of cars, right? So we always have this smart ass customers that, well, I want to go see this older car down the road because it's way cheaper, right? Obviously, we know the market, just like you said, right? So we're like, all right, which car is it? So I can at least try to pull the VIN number and see if, like, what's the deal? Why this car is cheaper than my car, right? Because at this point in time, I already advertised my car within like the cheapest within 800 miles, right? So I wanna find out why. Some of these people, obviously, they don't open up and say, well, it's this car, right? All they say is it's cheaper, and at the end of the day, whether it's cheaper or not, like I want to compare because it looks just like yours, right? So at that point in time, man, what would be your comeback?
I would say up front in that conversation, like up front, I would frame them, and I would say, listen, guys, I would know that they're looking at a couple other cars, and I would start with our mission statement. I'd say, listen, guys, There's going to be other cars that are cheaper, maybe in the market, that could be cheaper by a couple of dollars, but none of them are going to be as nice as our cars. They're not going to come with this. They're not going to come with this. This is what separates us from the market. This is what's going to separate us on our experience. So I'm going to show you guys this today, and I already am implanting those seeds. You got to drop seeds of like greatness.
Of course,
like,
of course.
And then at the end of it, if they're like, hey, man, listen, I want to go look at the other cars. See, I'm not really a fan of doing the VIN number thing. Like, I understand, and sometimes I've had to do that. But here's what I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of saying, guys, listen, no matter what car you go take a look at, no matter what car, here's what I know about our store. We priced our cars in a 500-mile radius per the year of the car and how nice the car is to be one of the cheapest in the market, like one of the cheapest in the market. The fact that you're on this call and 500 other people have called on this car, you're actually on the freaking lotto pick of the day. So no matter what, if you went down to XYZ Motors, I already know how this goes. The reason we're selling these cars at such a high level is because we already know that we're one of the best in the market. So if you went down to that store, it'd have to be a few years older. And if you want to go a few years older on these cars, you can. But ultimately, longevity of this car lasting and the warranty, guys, I would pick this one. But before we even go down that rabbit hole, let's put it on paper and let's move to step number 2, and then we'll figure out where we compare with the other ones. Is that cool? Which I already know that we compare. Like we're never number 4 in the market. We're never number 5 in the market. We're never number 2. We're typically 1 or 2. Like we're 1 or 2. And here's the deal. If it's a similar year and it's a similar style of car, when we're 1 or 2, we're only 1 or 2 by like $500. So could we compensate $500 for you guys? Sure. You know what I mean? So it's no big deal. Let's compare apple to apples. Let's move inside and let's handle this.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense, man, because that's honestly one of the biggest rebuttals that we get here. And unfortunately, here's Utah market. We have, I don't know if you're familiar with KSL. So we have a lot of private buyers, you know, and then a lot of this private buyers, they like sold the cars like way cheaper than what we sold them here. And something's kind of hard. I'm not going to like, for us, probably that's, if not the only one, most like, you know, hard objection we can overcome.
Yeah, listen to this. Relationships are going to kill those objections. If they really love you guys, if they really love the store, there's ways to handle that for sure. But also, if we're doing some of the things that we've been talking about in this training, right, they're going to feel like that you owe them. Like they're going to feel like
one of the things that I'm really good, Ian, is I always like to use the reverse psychology. So I let them go, you know. Yeah. I treat him like, okay, that's fine. Go see the car. You know, at the end of the day, it's the same car. You know, the same features. Of course, prices come down, you know, to you. Obviously, we're always trying to get to the point like, hey, well, like, let me match the price. But then when we're talking like, you know, like thousands of dollars and yeah, exactly. And then they eventually come back. I'm not going to lie. They come back, right?
Dude, that's so risky to me. I would handle it with confidence, move them down the process. If they had to go see the car, cool. But like, that's my absolute last ditch effort. Okay. All right. Here, because I got 10 minutes. I need to end this with you guys, and I need to go over a couple of things, and then I need to go over Facebook real quick. So let me get to a couple of things. Next, number 6, onboarding. The way that you onboard these customers is a pivotal part of this. Dude, I've got like a 20. Like we're gonna have to do another meeting on leads too, but here's part of the lead strategy, onboarding. All right, Renato, if I get off the phone with you and you're like, yeah, you're coming down to see the car. Here's what has to happen. And you guys have your own businesses, so you guys have to be able to invest your own money. I never asked the store for these things, but when I got off the phone, I'm like, hey, Renato, who are you coming with? And they're like, I'm coming down with my wife. I'm like, what's her name? Like, Sherry. Boom. You coming with your kids? Yeah, my kid's name is Tommy. I'm like, perfect. Tommy, how old is he? 5. Boom, I put that there. All right, what time are you guys going to be here? 5 o'clock. All right, guys. Hey, you know, it's around dinner time. Listen, can I get you guys some dinner? You know, there's a Chick-fil-A across the street. Can I have some food ready for you guys, prepared for you guys? That way when you get here, I can help you out. They're like, nah, man, we're good. I'm like, listen, I've got to have something for you, whether it's water, coffee, an empty cup when you're in my house. My wife would feed you. So I'm going to have something for you. Does your wife like coffee? Dude, whether I got to get them coffee, whether I got to get them dinner, it doesn't matter. Let's say he's like, yeah, my wife loves caramel macchiato. I'm like, done. I'm getting that for you. What does your kid like? Cake pop? Perfect. I'm getting that for you. Got you, man. Got you. When their family shows up, let's imagine 10 minutes before They come in for their appointment. I send them a picture of the coffee. I send them a picture of the cake pop, and I say, hey, getting your coffee to the perfect temperature. Can't wait to see you. Dude, they've never experienced anything like this. They've never experienced somebody getting off the phone and also sending a video. So write down onboarding, video, and then write down onboarding, gift. When you get off that phone, you're going to say, hey, man, hey, Johnny, thank you so much for that phone call today, man. Dude, I'm super excited to meet you. Here's my face, just in case you come in and we're busy because we got a big sale going on. Here's my face so you know who I am. Thank you, appreciate you. And then I send them a video of the coffee 10 minutes before they come in. Now, you can do whatever you want. My job is to implant a thought in your brain so you'll do something a little bit different and get a different result. I have guys like Corey that are selling 60 cars a month in stores that were doing 60 cars a month. Do this with every customer. Why? Because it creates a brand. It creates a reputation in the market. If they come in and they want to go buy it from Skippy the Punk, but then they love you, they're going to do business with you. They're going to be like, oh, man, I love this guy. Okay, so watch what happens here. I walk out to the customer, and I'm like, hey, Sherry. And I call her by her name, not like, hey, who are you? Familiarity. They know me. I'm like, oh, Sherry, how are you? Oh, is your name Tommy? Is your name? He's like, yeah. I'm like, Tommy, I got a prize for you. Come inside real quick. Guys, we'll go look at cars in a second. I bring him inside. You can go on Amazon right now and buy 1,000 Hot Wheels for like $200.
What's the next one?
All over the wall.
What's the
All over the wall.
El
And I'll
2019.
say, Tommy, this is for you. Who kills deals? Little kids. Who makes deals? Little kids. So I give them the Hot Wheel for every kid. As a salesperson, I have my own Hot Wheels. As a store, I have my own Hot Wheels. I give them the Hot Wheel. All right, guys, here's a coloring book for him. I'd have a coloring book. Now we're going to get set, go with your parents. Do you think that they've ever been onboarded that way? Ever? No. If I gave you all of that type of reciprocity, that's called reciprocity, the law of giving. When I give something to you, you want to give it back to me. It's like an ATM machine. Some of you guys are trying to withdraw out of customers. It literally, the reciprocity bank account is at zero. If you go deposit into this account, when you go to withdraw and the car's more expensive, you know what they'll do? They'll pay for it. They'll pay for it. They'll pay a premium price. You're talking about that objection of like, man, they're expensive other places. The way that we kill that is better customer service. The way that we kill that is going above and beyond so they feel like they kind of owe us. They're like, damn, I love this guy. Oh, shit, man, the other one's $2,000. Hey, what can we do, man? Can we get a little closer? We want to do business with you. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. When you transfer that onto the internet, it changes everything. Now, second, offboarding. Write down offboarding. Let's imagine, Zach, that they leave the store and you couldn't close them and they're going to another dealership. Here's what I want you guys to do on every customer. Now, remember, this is where dealerships win or lose. If you don't do this, it doesn't make my training bad. It just makes you a shitty salesperson. I know this works every time to increase your B-backs by 30 to 40%. That'd be crazy if you got 30 to 40% back, right? Here's how you're going to do it. Before they leave, you're going to go in the back. You're going to have a stack of cards, envelopes. You're going to grab one of the cards and you're going to write a letter. You're going to write something to them. You're going to say, hey, Zach, I saw how amazing of a, like, let's say it's Rob. Hey, Renato, I know that you're a great businessman. Dude, it was really nice meeting you and your family. You got a beautiful wife and kids. Thank you so much for coming in. It meant everything for me to spend 5 minutes with you and your family. Time's non-refundable. Thank you. And I write something heartfelt, not from my mouth, from my heart. If Zach's a hardworking young kid, I'd say, hey, man, there's not many, 27, 28-year-olds, however old you are, working as hard as you are, going after it, man. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for choosing us as a place that we get the honor to earn your business. I appreciate you. Now, when I walk out and give him that card, I one up that, and I would include like a little $5 gift card to Starbucks and give them a gift card and say, coffee's on me today, guys. Thank you. Here's what happens. They go into their car, they read the note, and it brings them back to old business, man. Especially if they're an older person. It's like, dude, they don't like Amazon and all this shit. Do we all like Amazon? Yeah, but you know what it is? There's no connection there. You know what they want to do? You know what most people want to do nowadays? They want to go down to a mom and pop shop and meet somebody that knows everything about them. You know, the waiter that knows your order every time you come in. You feel special, and you tip 20. Instead of tipping 20%, you tip 40% because you feel like you owe them every time you see them. That's what we want, guys. when we offboard these customers, we're going to give them a letter. We're going to give them some type of gift. And then we're going to offboard them into the world. And then what's going to happen is they're going to go meet Skippy the Punk, who doesn't give a shit. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to come back. Now, when you sell a customer, when you offboard them, every one of your customers should get some type of a gift from you. And whether you have no money and you need to write them a letter every time, then write them a letter. Now, here's one lead generation strategy that I'm going to talk to you about. I have like 15, but we didn't get through them as fast as I thought. So we're going to have to go over these next week. But I'm going to give you one lead generation strategy that has changed thousands of salespeople's lives. It works every time. Sometimes it takes maybe a month or two. Sometimes you're going to get car deals right out of the gate. But ultimately, no matter what, you're going to get more eyeballs on your brand. And you're in the business of acquiring eyeballs and putting them on your company and your brand. And when you do that, you will naturally get sales. Now, these are the coolest sales ever because these sales typically aren't in the market. What does that mean? They see something from you and then they'll end up buying, and they usually end up paying a premium. They're usually referrals. Referrals always pay more. So it's a great strategy. Write down likes to leads. Super simple. On Facebook, you have to have a Facebook account. On your Facebook, you have to have a digital handshake. Write down digital handshake. Go into the branding and marketing training. Here's two things I want you guys to do before next meeting. I want you to study the pro tips training from me and my brother. And I want you to go to the branding and marketing training, and I want you to study the branding and marketing training. Pro tips and branding and marketing. That's about, I'd say that's probably about 3 hours of training. So that's like 20 minutes a day for the next week. Digital handshake is going to show you how to make a good digital handshake. Like, so when they come to your profile.
Tips and what?
What's that?
Marketing.
Pro tips and what?
Branding marketing.
Pro tips and branding and marketing. Pro tips and branding and marketing. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Digital handshake, they've got to come to your page and see that you're a good person. So they got to see you like with your family, your kids. They got to see where you work. I'm not going to go too deep into that. There's like a whole method to that, but I need you to just go in there because I got to move a little quicker. The lead part I want to go into. When they come to your profile, they should want to stay. That's in the digital handshake training. And then when they get there, here's what's going to happen. When you're with a customer and you sell a customer, and let's say I sold Renato. I know, Renato, how many kids you got?
2.
Okay. I sell Renato a car. Most people on Facebook just put, thank you, Renato, for purchasing a car for me. I appreciate you. I love you. That's great. That doesn't work. That doesn't work, the strategy. I'm going to post something like this. Renato, I want to tell you, you're a really amazing dude. I watch how you are as a father. Since I didn't have a father, you know, I watch how you are, and it truly impacted my life watching you be with your kids today. Also, purchasing a car from us was really amazing, but getting to know you more is super important. Also, if you're one of my Facebook followers, go follow Supreme Automotive. I give their business the shout outs. Go follow Supreme Automotive. I want to thank everybody down there, blah, blah, blah. And I write something from the heart. Write something from the heart. Don't write bullshit. If it's a single mom trying with her kids, I'd say, hey, I want to thank Ashley for coming in. She's amazing. Man, my mom, and I extract experiences out of my own head. I have a single mom. I'm like, hey, I want to tell Ashley she's an amazing mother. I had a very strong mother myself that worked really hard for us. And I just want to tell her she's doing a great job. And I also want to congratulate her on her new car. She got one that's really safe for her kids. And she's just super special. Thank you. Now watch what's going to happen. I put text me up. If you have any questions, this is always at the bottom. If you have any questions, text me. Put my phone number. Here's what's going to happen. Guys, if you write some bullshit, nobody's going to reach out to you. If you write something like I wrote, you know who's going to reach out to you? All of his friends and family. I'm going to tag Renato right there. Tag it. I'm going to say, hey, Renato, while he's in finance or while we're doing this financing, I'm going to write a post. I'm going to think with my mom. All right, what is this guy? Who is he? All right, he's a good business guy. Hey, Renato, you're a great business guy. I want to thank you. I know that you're a hard charge. You push really hard. You love your business. You're buying this work truck for him, blah, blah, blah. When I tag him, I'm going to say, hey, Renato, accept that tag. Here's what happens, right? Rent audience. You just rented his whole audience. You just got all of his friends and family. Renato, you must post these pictures the minute that they leave the lot. The first second that they leave the lot. You know why? Because all of their friends and family are going to come on there and comment and like and everything. You guys know what I'm saying? When they like and comment, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go in and add all their friends. Do you know where their friends live? probably close to you guys. Do you know where their family lives? In the same neighborhood as you guys. They're all around you. Renato, if you know, I went and bought a 2023 Escalade like a year ago, and it was lifted up from one of my dealers. And you know, the Elliots bought the same one. Jackie and Andy bought one. My guy Ryan bought the same truck. Their friends buy the same cars as they buy, right? They're interested in the same cars as them. You're going to add all of their friends. You're just going to add all their friends to your page. They're going to start to follow you. But you're going to send all of their friends one message. And here's the message you're going to send. It's called likes to leads. It's in the training. Hey, Renato, this is to Renato. Let's say Renato is the friend that liked it. I'm going to say, hey, Renato, thanks for liking me and Nick's mutual post of him buying a car from me. Want to thank you so much. You're amazing. If you ever need anything down here at Supreme Automotive, we got you. But I just want to tell you, thanks for supporting us and him. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. And then I send the message. And then you know what happens? His friend opens the message and they're like, oh my God, that's pretty cool that he did that. They're all in sales. They're like, God, that's freaking tremendous. Then they see you post the car deal of the day, which is in the training. And they're like, oh, I like that car. Oh, I see this guy all the time. And eventually they reach out. Or what happens in most cases, I hear thousands of stories on, is, dude, if you sent 50 likes to leads out in 1 month, you make 3 car deals. Because 3 or 4 of them are just total laydowns that just want to buy something. And then some of them are just going to be over time. But imagine this strategy compounded over every customer. If you sell 10 cars and did that with 20, 30 customers each time, you'd have 150 new customers coming into your customer base every month, not paying anything, not paying anything, not paying anything, not paying anything, just watching you, just buying cars. What happens is you start to sell all of their friend circles, and then your friends have 4 or 5 cars from you, and they just start referring you everywhere. Now, here's the last thing that's going to happen. Referrals. You know why somebody doesn't refer somebody? Is because they forget about it. Be memorable. Have good experiences in the store. But then second, here's the most important part, is when I tag them on Facebook and I'm doing this strategy every time I sell a car, you know what they see? They see me successful and they remember the experience they had with me. So they're always liking, sharing, commenting. You know, my customers are always fighting battles for me on Facebook. Like, you know, like people would come comment, oh, you're a car salesman. My customers would be like, fuck you, he's the best in the world. Like, you know, kill yourself. And I'm like, oh shit, they're like fighting, you know? So here's what I want to tell you. Also, it keeps them top of mind. So if they're ever at a table with somebody that's wanting to buy a car, they're like, they immediately know who you are. They immediately think about you. If you want to be top of mind and gain more referrals, you do it through Facebook, okay? So on the next Zoom, I'm going to go deeper into leads. I'm going to go, if you can institute this one strategy, then I can teach you 5 others. But I got to be able to get on the Zoom with you guys and be like, did you do pro tips? Did you do branding and marketing? All right, now we can have a bigger conversation. Does that make sense? And then I can start talking more. So guys, we talked about customer experience. We talked about onboarding them. We talked about referrals. We talked about, you know, the listening process. We talked about the process. We talked about the way we look, the way we speak, the way we talk, the way we think. Take these things into the store and let's start elevating the standard immediately. We can elevate it right now today. We can have the biggest month we've ever had in the history of this company this month if we start doing these things right now. Do you guys believe that?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. Go have a kick-ass Saturday, and then I'll see you guys next week.
Give me a roar.
You got it.
Oh!
Hey, it's the Macklin twins. Thanks for watching the video. Listen, if you want our free word track guide, 52 word tracks will teach you how to dominate sales, just text 480-780-2203. It'll teach you how to dominate. Text us. Let's go.